in what is already yours. Stop everything right now. Don't scroll. Don't move to the next video. What I'm about to tell you in the next few minutes cannot be undone, but it can be lost if you leave before it's over. You've survived things that broke stronger people than you. Your family has carried a weight that was never supposed to be yours, and you didn't walk away. You stayed, and that, heaven recorded. But today, if in less than 1 minute, something shifted in the spiritual realm over your family, and I need you to understand exactly what it was, because the answer will determine what happens in the next few days. You didn't end up here because of an algorithm. You ended up here because you were marked to receive this today. This is alignment. This is a calling. And what you do with it right now will determine what the enemy can kill or cannot cross through the door of your home. I need you to sit with something for a moment. There's someone in your family right now who isn't themselves. Maybe it's a distance you can't quite name, a sharpness in their voice, a vacancy behind their eyes, a restlessness that has settled over them like a fog. And you've been watching it. You've been praying about it, but you haven't been able to reach it. You don't know if it's exhaustion or something darker. And that uncertainty, that not knowing, is one of the heaviest things a spiritual sentinel can carry. Because that's what you are, a sentinel. While everyone around you moves through the day as if the spiritual atmosphere over your home is just fine, you feel what they don't feel. You sense what they can't see. And most days, you carry that alone. You intercede in rooms no one else prays in. You stay up worrying about people who don't know you're worried. You hold the spiritual line for a household that has no idea the line even exists. And the weight of that, the sheer relentless weight of being the only one awake, is slowly pressing something down inside you. And underneath all of it, if you're honest, there is a fear you don't say out loud, the fear that you missed it. That there was a window, a specific moment of divine alignment, and you hesitated. You were tired, you got distracted, life happened, and now you wonder if that window closed. You wonder if hesitation cost something you cannot get back. Chosen one, I need you to hear me clearly. That fear is not random. That fear is a signal. And today, you're going to understand what it's pointing to. Because the guilt is real too. You know, somewhere in your spirit you know, that spiritual covering over your home is not passive. It is not something that happens by default to good people who mean well. It is an act. It is a deliberate, chosen, costly act of obedience. And in the moments when your family struggled, when things fell apart, when the enemy found a way through a door you didn't realize was open, you have asked yourself in the quiet, where did I fail? What did I not do? What did I skip? You have been running on alert, chosen one. Alert for your children, alert for your marriage, alert for the people you love who are wandering, alert for the spiritual atmosphere of every room you walk into. And no one has told you that you can rest. No one has given you permission to stop performing and start governing. No one has handed you the protocol that makes the covering real, not just sincere, not just emotional, but real. That's about to change. Before we go any further, I want to give you an invitation. If what I've said so far has resonated, if you felt something in your chest, if your spirit said yes, hit the like button right now. Not as a courtesy, as a prophetic act of agreement, as a declaration that you are choosing to receive what God has aligned for you today. And as you do, I want you to say this aloud, wherever you are. My family is covered. The blood is over my door. What God has sealed, no enemy can open. Say it, mean it, and believe that within the next 72 hours, God will bring clarity to the area of your home where you have been most confused. That clarity is already in motion. Your agreement just activated the reception. Now I need to show you something. There is a name for the exhaustion you've been carrying. The exhaustion of trying to protect your family with sincerity, but without strategy, with love, but without a system, with prayer, but without a protocol. That name has a solution. And the solution is not a 3-second formula, it's a framework, a governing structure for the Sentinel. It's called the Solomon Code, and you'll find it in the first pinned comment below this video. When you're ready, it will be there. But right now, I need to take you somewhere. I need to take you back to a night that changed everything. Picture Egypt. The night is heavy. Every Israelite household has received the same instruction, a specific, simple act of obedience. Take the blood of the lamb, Paint it on the doorposts and the lintel of your house. Don't skip it. Don't reason around it. Don't assume you're covered because you meant well or because you'd been faithful for years. Do the act, and then stay inside. No battle, no warfare strategy, no spiritual warfare conference, no elaborate ritual. One act, blood on the door. And the angel of the Lord moved through Egypt that night. And everywhere the blood had been applied, everywhere the act of obedience had been done, the covering held. The destroyer passed over. The family inside was untouched, not because they were stronger, not because they prayed longer, because they did the one thing God had asked. Now hear this. The covering was available to every household in Egypt that night. It was not exclusive. It was not limited. It was not reserved for the especially righteous or the spiritually advanced. The instruction had been given to all. The difference, not the only difference, between the families who lost and the families who were covered was not holiness, not theology, not even faith. It was the act. Who painted the blood was covered. Who skipped it, out of hurry, out of doubt, out of thinking it wasn't really necessary, out of assuming that God would surely understand, lost. You are not here by accident, chosen one. You are here because there is an act of obedience over your household that God is calling you into right now. And here is what I need you to understand about your role. Covering over a family is not an accident. It is the function of the one who accepted the sentinel post. The enemy has spent significant energy trying to keep you in war mode, reactive, anxious, always fighting fires, precisely because a sentinel in war mode cannot access the higher place of spiritual authority. War mode keeps you small. War mode keeps you exhausted. War mode keeps you in the position of defending when you were always called to govern. Exodus 14:14 does not say fight harder. It says, the Lord will fight for you, and you have only to be silent. The posture God is calling you to is not frantic warfare. It is still authority. It is the governed place. It is the posture of someone who knows the blood has already been applied and who now stands, still and sure, behind that covering. On the night of the Passover, God did not ask for a battle. He asked for one specific act of obedience. The battle had already been decided in the courts of heaven. What God needed from his people was alignment with what he had already declared. And tonight, that is all he is asking of you. So here is your act of obedience. Here is your Passover protocol for tonight. This is the prayer of surrender of the cause, and it will take you 5 to 10 minutes. Find a quiet place, a chair, a corner, wherever you can be alone with God for a few minutes. Step 1. Sit in silence. Let the noise of the day fall away. And then, one by one, speak the name of each person in your family out loud, not as a petition, not begging God to please help them. As a declaration, you are declaring their name over the covering that has already been prepared. You are saying by name that this person belongs to the household that is under the blood. Speak each name slowly. Let each one land. Step 2. Over each name you've declared, speak Psalm 91:2 aloud. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God. In Him will I trust. Say that verse as if you are driving a stake into the spiritual ground of that person's life. You are not hoping. You are declaring the nature of who God is over your family. Do this for each person you named. Let there be no rush. The unhurried nature of this act is part of its authority. Step 3, with Psalm 37:5-7 on your lips, you are going to do what may be the hardest thing a guardian spirit knows how to do. You are going to surrender the outcome. Commit your way to the Lord, trust in Him, and He will act. He will bring forth your righteousness as the light and your justice as the noonday. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. This is not resignation. This is not giving up. This is the transfer of authority, taking the weight of outcomes that were never yours to carry and placing them in the hands of the one who can actually do something with them. You are not abandoning your post. You are finally standing in the right one. You are moving from striving to governing, from defending to reigning. Do these 3 steps tonight, 5 to 10 minutes, and then rest. Let the blood do what the blood was painted to do. Now, chosen one, I have to be honest with you about something. One prayer, even a powerful, sincere, spirit-led prayer, does not build permanent covering over a household. One night of surrender does not replace a daily system of discernment. One moment of clarity in the presence of God does not automatically translate into the kind of ongoing, structured spiritual governance that your family needs from you across months and years. You don't need another generic prayer. You need a covering protocol. The blood has already been painted over the door of your home. Your war era is over. What begins now is the era of governing. Governing your home, governing your mind, governing your decisions, governing the spiritual atmosphere of the spaces your family inhabits. And governing requires what Solomon asked for: discernment. Not more intensity, not more volume in prayer. Discernment, the ability to see clearly, to diagnose accurately, to move with precision rather than desperation. The Solomon Code is a framework built on exactly that. It moves in 3 specific directions. The first is diagnosing the breaches, identifying where the openings in your home's spiritual covering actually exist, rather than spiritually defending every wall while the door is still unlocked. The second is quieting the soul. Because a sentinel who cannot find stillness cannot receive the specific instructions that God releases only in the governed place. The third is the daily protocol drawn from the book of Proverbs, a practical, repeatable morning framework that anchors discernment before the noise of the day begins. You're going to say you'll come back to it later, that you'll look at it when things calm down. But, chosen one, things don't calm down for the sentinel who hasn't yet built the system that makes calm possible. The pattern is always the same. Wait for the right moment. Wait for less chaos. Wait for a sign that the timing is right. But the timing is right now. The blood has been painted. You're here. That is the sign. The Solomon Code is in the first pinned comment. When you're ready, and I believe you are, it's waiting. Before I close, I need one more thing from you. Drop your city and state in the comments right now, not just as information, as a marker. We are mapping the families across this nation who are choosing covering, who are stepping into the governed place, who are painting the blood over their doors tonight. When you leave your city and state, you become part of something larger than one household. And as you do, declare these words. My family is covered. 3 words. A decree, not a wish. A declaration from a chosen one who has received what God aligned for today. And if this has reached something in you, if the weight you've been carrying feels even slightly lighter right now, share this with one person in your life. Not because sharing earns you something, but because it is a seed. Every sentinel who receives what you receive today becomes another household under covering. Every act of passing this forward is an act of covering that multiplies. The Solomon Code is still waiting for you in that pinned comment. If your spirit has been saying yes throughout this entire time, that is not coincidence. That is the voice of the one who placed the call to cover on your life long before you understood what you were carrying. The right moment isn't ahead of you, it's here. You're in it. May the wisdom that comes down from above be the ground beneath your feet today. May your family find the rest that belongs to them. May every door of your home be marked by the covering that only the blood can provide. Until our next encounter, chosen one,